Jen.
Hi guys, welcome to Car Flicks. Today we're going to be changing the front discs and changing the brake fluid on a 2012 Mazda 2. So don't forget to subscribe and like and comment and say hi to Grayson in the comments. Wheels off. I'm going to first take the caliper bolts off. You'll need a 14 mil, and I've already cracked these off just for the ease of the video. Obviously crack them, I usually just do a little bang like that and they come off, and then literally pretty much come off like that, easy peasy. Once you've done that, you should be able to take the caliper off like so. Beautiful. Now what I like to do is to hook a bungee cord through and around onto the spring so that it doesn't have any weight on it, and it's also out of the way like so. Right, next thing we need to do, 17 mil. These are pretty tight, so I'd get an extension bar. This will be in the way when you do this, so it might be an idea to pull this out of the way first. I did it with this attached, but once you've done that, obviously crack it with your extension bar. These are 17s, and then the rest of the way just do with this. I live right next to a track. Right, that's one off. This is the next one. Job done, and then you can just take these off as well. These will come apart, so what I like to do is just wiggle them out. These are covered in brake dust, so we're going to do a good clean on these. Place them out on the floor how they are, so you can remember when you put the new discs in. And that's it. And if you look here on the brake disc, it's the prong that sticks out here that makes a noise when they're getting low. So that, the pad with that on the back needs to face towards the car on the back of the caliper. So now we're going to take the disc off. This is pretty tight, so I'm just going to knock it with a rubber mallet. If you look, I've kept these on so it stops it falling off. So undo your nuts, and then it comes off like that. Next, I'm going to clean this up with a wire brush. Just clean everywhere, anywhere that's covered in brake dust. All your carriers, I'm going to take these out. Anything that's got brown dust on it, just clean it all up. Right guys, so this is how you redo the pins in these. So all you do is just wiggle it out, so it pops out like that. That's one and two. And what you'll notice is it's slightly different. So the one on the left has got like a black plastic piece on it, and the one on the right hasn't, so just remember that. Clean it off, get all the old stuff off, like so, it's nice and clean. If it's got corrosion on, you'll have to replace this, but this one's really good. So put loads of grease on like that, which is this silicone grease, you can see that, and then slide it in, do like left to right, and keep doing that until it bounces in and out, so it feels bouncy like that. It should bounce. Right, this one, a little bit dirtier, so if we just clean that off. Again, no corrosion on this, so you can reuse this. So again, put grease on, like so. Put it inside, spin it left and right, like so. And again, just keep doing that until it's bouncing now, which is what we want it to do. I've already cleaned this, by the way. Brake cleaner and this, I'll clean it up lovely. Next thing we want to do is get his brake pads out. Brembo, top quality parts, that's what you want. Turn them over, like so. Now we're going to build them. So you get the shims with these, and the way you want to do it, stop it squeaking, copper slip, put it all over the back, like that. Same again, all on the back, like so. So the ones with wear indicators have small shims, and the ones that don't have wear indicators have the big shims. Like so. Put them on here. Yeah. So. Like so. So that's how you do your pads with the right shims. Right. Now, the new brake accessories. So the old ones I've chucked because they're all crap and knackered. First things first, copper slip is your friend. Put it on here to prevent any brake squill. Like that. And then, if you only go one way, you just kind of just massage it in like this. Especially now I put the copper slip in. Only going one way, unless you called me. Right, next, where the pads are going to go in, give it a bit of lubrication there with copper slip so it can get in there. Like so. And then we can go and stick these on the car. Right guys, so these are the discs I'm using. Those are and code numbers. I'm just going to get it ready to put on the car. So these are put on with a special oil on the disc to prevent it from rusting. So we need to remove that. So what we do is start this lovely Bosch box. Give it a little spray like that. Just do that. So again on the other side. Job done. Right guys, so before I put a disc on, I always like to put a bit of copper slip just here to stop the disc sticking like it did before. It'll just come off a little bit easier. I'll also put some on the thread as well. That helps the nuts go on. Doesn't really matter which way, as long as it goes in like that. And that is a perfect fit, and that's how you can tell a quality disc, when it just fits perfectly like that. To stop this falling off and get damaged, temporarily just put your wheel nuts back on, like so. This will stop the disc dropping on the floor and getting damaged. We definitely don't want that to happen. Give this better access. Right then, carrier. So let's put this carrier back on. Should just slide over like that into there, and you get your bolts like that. So once you got them in, a little bit of a fiddle, is just put them in like so, hand tight, until you feel it catch. And then start using your 17. You can always use a bit of brake cleaner. There we go. There you go. Right, next we're going to install the brake pads. So there's a little trick to this. Put it in at an angle like that, and kind of just push it in until it secures, like so. And the same with the other side as well. A bit more trickier, you can't really see, but a bit of an angle, like that. Right guys, the next thing I've done is taken the brake reservoir cap off, and I've sucked out some of the brake fluid and then put it into this old bottle here. And then I've put the cap back on, because when I push the caliper back in, it's going to push fluid into it, and it was very full. So that's what you got to do that. So now I'm going to push the piston back inside the caliper so we can get these new pads in. So what we do is put it on and then slowly push it all the way back in. Don't need a lot of pressure. it stops. Right, the next thing I'm going to do is put a little bit more copper slip on the contact areas where the brake's going to be, just to stop any squeaking. Now we're going to unclip the bungee cord from the spring, and then we're going to slide this back onto, and then slide it over like so, and then line the holes up, start tightening everything up and tight. Put them in, hand tighten it up, get your 14 and then just tighten them up until they feel tight, but not too tight. So that's tight to me. Finally, I'll probably just do a little bit more brake cleaner where I've been working, just to tidy any copper slip that may have got onto the disc. Just rotate on the edges like that so you can spot any more. Yeah, the side's done. Right guys, so there we have it. Brand new discs, Bosch discs and Brembo pads. And this is your passenger side. And what we're going to do now, we're going to bleed the brakes and put brand new brake fluid in all the system. Right, so what we're going to do, put a rag round the brake cylinder, and we're going to remove some of the old fluid already. Oh, before I forget, this was in here as well, it's a filter, so to remove that you'll need some long nose pliers to do that. Next, take as much out as you can of the old stuff, and then just pop it in here like so. After you've done that, get your new fluid like so, and then tip it in like so, and then put your cap back on like so, and then go to your wheel. Right guys, this is my little setup. I bought this off eBay for about 3 or 4 quid. It's a one-way valve, so all you do is push it onto the nipple, which is where your nipple is. I was a bit concerned this was going to be seized because it had no cap on, but it has actually broke free. And all you do is you crack it at half a turn like that, and then we're going to start pumping the brake, and hopefully that'll start coming through. And then just nip it off. Right, so this is the rear. It's an 8mm spanner this time. Turn it to the right. Once you put the cap back on, just press the brake pedal until it goes hard. That way you know it's fully pressurized and ready to use. So when you're done, just top it up to the maximum line there, and you can see how lovely and clear that is now compared to what it was before. And then just put your cap back on, turn it clockwise, boom, done. Right guys, so we've dropped the car on the floor, and now we're just about to tighten the nuts. push it. You get a thumbs up. So that's it guys, that's how you change the brake discs and pads and change the brake fluid on a 2012 Mazda 2. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up and like and subscribe, and also leave a comment to Grayson in the comments below. So us at Carflix, thanks for watching, bye bye!
Yeah.
So without further ado, let's crack on with the video.
I've got back from school.
We have just got back from school.
Yeah.
Also, one final pointer is, once you put the cap back on, excuse the furry keys.
Hey everyone, I found the ball.
So from me and Carflix, say goodbye.